what's up? Today I am so excited to do this look right here for you guys. So I'm going to walk you through step by step how I did my makeup today. And this is actually the same makeup that I was using or that I wore and then did a Snapchat yesterday. And then I uploaded it to Instagram as well. And I have never had so many people like collectively ask me for the same makeup tutorial. Literally, like, so many of you wanted to see it. So this morning I woke up and I was like, okay, well, I'll just sit down and film it for them. So without further ado, we are gonna go ahead and get to it. But I do wanna let you guys know that my mama is coming into town tomorrow, which is the day that you guys are probably seeing this video, so today. And she is going to be here for a week and she's gonna help me finish up my condo. There are still a few little things that I want to get finished before I show you because I want it to be like perfect when I show you guys and then film it. So either my next video or my next video is probably going to be a condo tour. So get excited for that. And yeah, sorry, I just scared Teddy behind me. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I did this makeup look. Lego. So all I have on right now is a little bit of moisturizer, eye cream, and some chapstick. So now I'm going to get started by priming my face. So I'm going to take the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base, and I'm just going to put some of this mainly where I feel like I get enlarged pores. So on my nose, right kind of on my cheek area next to my nose, my forehead, and my chin. And then I just rub this in, and this feels so good. Next, it's time for foundation. So I'm taking the Revlon ColorStay Whipped. I am in the number 150 Buff. And I've been using this, I got it the same time I got the L'Oreal primer. So I've been using this for probably about a month now. And I like it. It's full coverage, which is something that I always look for. But it's also really inexpensive, and I got this because I ran out of my Smashbox foundation and I didn't have time to go over to a Sephora or anywhere that would carry that, but I was able to run to Walgreens. So I got this and I've been liking it. I mean, I definitely prefer my Laura Mercier or my Smashbox foundations, but for being a drugstore foundation, this one's really good. And I'm not very gentle putting on my foundation, just for everyday wear. If I'm going to do something with like my beauty blender and a couple different brushes and really try to make it look airbrush, then I'm a lot, I guess, just more picky about it. But for everyday wear, I just kind of sweep it on with a MAC 190 foundation brush. When I am done kind of applying the foundation, I just take my hands and kind of pat it. This helps get rid of any of the lines. This kind of foundation brush tends to leave a few lines kind of behind when you're doing your makeup. But it's faster than if I was to do like the other ways. And you could use a beauty blender for this right now. I actually lost my beauty blender, so I'm very upset about that and I have to go get a new one. I'll probably go run out and grab that today. I just lost it like within the past probably 24 hours. I was very upset about it. So now we are going to move on to concealer. So I have this concealer right now from MAC. It's the Studio Finish Concealer Duo. So it has two different colors. One is really light and one is kind of like my skin color. So the really light one, I just use my fingers and I dab this under my eyes. Again, this is just kind of like my everyday getting ready, not, you know, on a day that I'm going to be filming or anything like that, because then I spend a lot more time getting ready. So you just want to make sure that you blend it out and cover up any dark areas. And I like to use a really light concealer just under my eyes because I feel like it just kind of makes them pop. And then I'm going to take the concealer that matches my skin tone and just kind of go over any areas that I have a blemish or that I feel like is a little bit discolored. I decided that I wanted to contour, and so since I did that for the photo that we're kind of going off of, I'm gonna do it for this. So I have this MAC Studio Finish Concealer Duo, and this is in NW45 and NC50. So I take the lighter color, which I guess is NW45, and I just put it on a concealer brush, and I am going to lightly contour, so I kind of just follow where the natural hollow of my cheek is. If you suck in right there, if you follow the line up. So I'm going to do that on both sides. Don't worry, we'll blend it out way more than this. And then I also take it around my forehead and my hairline down towards my temples. And then I put a little bit right under my lip right there. I do a little bit on my chin. Actually, I kind of line my whole chin area, and it's easy to blend out if you get it kind of somewhere that you don't want. And then I'm really weird with contouring my nose. I don't typically love to contour my nose. I did it yesterday, so I guess I'm gonna do it today. So I'm just very lightly going to kind of follow this. And I like to slim my nose down a little bit, especially towards the tip. I feel like I have like a bulbous tip on the end of my nose. How sexy is that? So now I'm just going to take the same foundation brush and I'm going to use this to blend out this contour. So you can see just a little bit of blending goes a long way. And once you have, you know, your bronzer on and your blush and stuff, it really doesn't look like a harsh line at all. And then up towards my hairline. You can really use any concealer that is darker. You can use 2 different color foundations if you want to. That just takes a lot more time, I think. And then here. One time I forgot to blend out my chin. I actually was going to the Fine Brothers to film a YouTuber react, and we filmed the whole thing, and then afterwards they told me, they were like, you have like a line underneath your chin, and I was like, but then I watched the episode and you can't see it. So I was very happy about that, but I completely just forgot and nobody told me. So try not to forget. And then I'm just going to go right around my nose and blend that out. And then my powders. I actually use 3 powders. So the first one I use is the Mercier Secret Brightening Powder that I just use underneath my eyes. I just take a very little bit of it, tap off the excess, and apply this under my eyes. And I really do think that this makes a difference in helping your eyes pop and stuff. And then I'm going to take my Bobbi Brown pressed powder. So I'm actually almost out. I hit pan a while ago and I'm just loving it. And I have my Real Techniques powder brush, and I'm just going to swirl that in here and just kind of set this all over my skin. And then I'm going to take my IT Cosmetics loose translucent powder, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this. This really fine powder, Makeup Forever makes an awesome one. A ton of brands make it. It really just kind of helps fill in any like pores or air, I don't know what that was, any pores or areas that I feel like I can tell a huge difference when I use this. And I have naturally oily skin, so I feel like an extra layer of powder never hurt nobody. And then I move on to the bronzer and highlighter. So this is Olympia by Nars, and I just have this Real Techniques contour brush. I put a little bit of there and just kind of go over the same line that I made before, and then kind of really blend it out. And then I don't do the chin or the nose with this, but I will kind of take a little bit up and over on my hairline, and then on my chin, and kind of work it all the way down my neck. And then I take the same brush that I use, the Secret Brightening Powder. Again, this is just, you know, for my everyday kind of quick makeup. And I just brush a little bit of this highlighter right here on my Cupid's bow, a little bit down my nose and on this center section of my forehead, and then right on the center of my chin. Then for blush, I am taking MAC's Feeling Flush, which is a blush that I've been wearing a lot lately. And I just feel like no matter what lipstick and eye makeup I do, this is just a great color. So I'm just applying a little bit of this. Now we're moving on to the eyes, and I'm taking a little bit of the Laura Mercier Metallic Cream Eye Color in Burnished Copper. And I just apply this right onto my lids, and might take it a little bit up towards the crease, but I mainly focus it just on the lids. And anytime you guys see me with this type of color eyeshadow on, this is the look I've been doing. So sometimes I'll line the bottom as well with black. Sometimes, like today, I'm leaving it a neutral color, but it's the same steps on the top. So it's pretty much the look on my eyes that I've been doing every day for, I'd probably say, like at least a year. So this is just so quick for me, and it's just a super fast, just get your eyes done. Then I take my Nars Cordora Duo and I use this color. This is actually, I know it's my second one. It might even be my third one of this. And I take a little bit of that Cordora and apply this into the crease. And I love the way that it just kind of naturally fades it. And I just am obsessed with this look. So like I said, anytime you guys see me with this style eye makeup on, these are the two products that I have used. It's been such a long time since I've done a video like this where I just like talk through as I'm doing my makeup instead of voiceover after, and I'm gotta say I really like it. I would do this every single morning while I'm getting ready, just like sit down and show you what I'm doing, but I wear like the same makeup every day, so that doesn't make a lot of sense. For a highlight color underneath my brows, I take this Heaven color, which is basically like Mac Brulee, but I couldn't find my Mac Brulee, so I have just been using this, and it's kind of a pain because you have to tote around like this big old palette just for this one color, but I just really, really like it and haven't had a chance to go pick up another Mac Brulee. So I'm just going to apply this right under my brow, and it kind of helps fade everything together. Then I'm going to just take a liner brush and do a little bit of this color on the lower lash line. If I was going to line my lower lash line with black as well, I would do a heavier hand with this, but since I'm leaving it pretty neutral, I'm just going to do a very little bit on like the outer corner, maybe coming in a tiny bit, but not much. And then for my brows, I'm going to take a little bit of MAC's Charcoal Brown with an angled eyeliner brush. And I just kind of sweep this onto my brows. I kind of already have the natural shape that I follow, so I don't really have to create a different shape. If I did, I would probably use like a stencil or something. But I pretty much have the shape that I want. The only thing is they're not as full as I wish they were, so I just like to completely fill them in. The main part that I really concentrate on my brows is right here at the very front. I like to make sure that it is all one continuous line right here, and then I just kind of fill it in a little bit, a little while, little ways, whatever I'm trying to say. Same thing on this side. Blend it out a bit. Okay, so with that done, I'm going to move on to my eyeliner. So this is L'Oreal Liner Intense in Black Noir. And I like that it is just a liquid liner that kind of has the brush tip applicator. And I just place it on the top, and I always start in the middle, go to the outside, then go to the inside and go to the middle. And I have a random brush hair right there. Okay. So intense. Sometimes I'll do a little wing, but I didn't yesterday, so I'm not today. So I'm just going to try to match them up. Then I'm going to take this Nars eyeliner. It is just this nude color. The end cap kind of broke off, so I don't know the exact shade or name of the color, but it's just this nude one. And I'm just going to line my lower lash line with this. It's not as bright and stark as a white, but it just kind of helps clean up that effect, makes your eyes look a little more bright and awake and bigger, and I just like the effect of it. Then yesterday I just curled my lashes and used the MAC Cinderella Studio Fix Lash in Bold Black. So that's what I'm going to do today. I have a lot of different mascaras that I like to use, and I also love to use fake lashes. Typically for this tutorial I would put on fake lashes. I even have them here in front of me because I was like, I might have to use them. I feel like on camera I pretty much always have to wear false lashes. I don't know why, it just really makes them pop and stuff. But I'm just going to apply 2 coats of this MAC Cinderella Mascara. I'm going to do a second really quick coat. I get kind of lazy at this point. I've been doing my makeup for a while, so I'm just kind of wanting to be done. So I just kind of, I don't know, pretend to do a second coat, but it's not a full second coat. And then I also just touch my lower lashes with this to give them some color, but I don't like to make them like super thick and spider leggy. I used to. It's kind of interesting how as you age and kind of like do your makeup, you change what you like. I used to love spider lashes. I still like them on the top, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Get some spider legs coming off of my eyeballs. Nice. So the only thing that we have left to do is the lips, and this is definitely what I got the most questions on when I uploaded that snap in Instagram yesterday. A ton of people were asking me what I had on my lips. So the first thing I have is the Crayon de L'Oeuvre lip pencil from Coastal Scents in the color Mauve. So I'm just going to go ahead and line my lips with this. I also do a little line right in the middle of my lower lip. It pretty much gets blended out, but I feel like it just gives it a little bit of a pop. Then I'm going to take this YSL lipstick. I will put a little like annotation right here because it actually rubbed off, but I've used this in another tutorial, so I'll go back and see what I said the color was there. So it's just this really deep color. And I apply this, obviously. Then I took MAC's lipstick in Pink Friday and went over it. And I love the color that this gives. I don't know what it is, but I just love these three lip colors together. I love this combo. I like kind of having the darker eye on top and the nude underneath. I just love everything about this look, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it too. So if you want any more makeup tutorials or hair tutorials or anything like that, make sure you leave requests in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe for new videos and my condo tour, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.